First thing, they're trying to ban the Bible. If you can pull up the article, so some people don't understand exactly what they're trying to pass. So with all the anti-Semitic stuff that's going on with Israel, Palestine. I say Israel, Palestine, but it started even before that with that basketball player that dropped the documentary on the real Hebrew,
Hmm.
the real Jews.
I think it
So
was. I think it's called. What was it? It was a documentary called Hebrews and Negroes. If I'm not
yeah,
mistaken. Yeah, Hebrews and Negroes. That's what it was.
yep,
There's a
and
whole movie about that.
yeah, and I haven't seen it, but
I've been meaning to get into it, man. I ain't gotten around to it.
so now they're trying to say that any type of speech against the Jews is going to be um, banned, right? So there are parts in the Bible that speaks about the Jews putting Jesus on the cross. Jesus
Hmm.
being put on the cross by his own people, the Jews. So now what they're trying to do is pass this thing. And it's like, yo, most Christians, Republicans, conservatives, even some Democrats, we're all for um, you know, I say most of us are like for like standing with the Jews, standing with Israel, all that. But when you're stopping us from speaking the truth that's actually in the Bible, that's a big issue. Now you got Democrats and everybody. Now Democrats and conservatives are about to be joining forces because we can't let this happen. Now you got conservatives that are, it's just interesting to me. I say conservatives, but people are against hate speech, but they're for free speech. We're for like, yo, we should be able to say what we want to say. We should be able to speak things. And if somebody says something like some people believe that Jesus is the devil, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, we don't agree with that. That's stupid. That's crazy. It's blasphemous. But when it comes to the law, I don't ever want to take away your right to be able to say that.
Right.
Like, go ahead, say it. You can talk about light skins all you want and say we're the scum of the earth, that we're mistakes because black people need to be a black people, white people need to be a white people. I don't care. I want you to be able to say that because I don't think the government has the authority to regulate speech.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless talk about some real I say hate speech, but like, some threats to people's lives. Like, yeah, that's where we should draw the line. But this right here,
I'll tell you this though.
this gonna be a problem.
I'll tell you this as somebody who like myself who was a former service member. We swore a note to this thing to defend the Constitution, both from and defend the people of the United States from enemies, foreign and domestic.
Mm-hmm.
So that covers every part of the Constitution you swore to defend. Your right to free speech, your right to bear arms, everything straight down the line. So long as you're not threatening nobody, long as you're not inciting violence, as in like saying we're gonna kill all such group of people or this that and the third,
Yeah.
what's the problem? The thing is, this war has become too, especially in America, it's become too, how should we say,
Political or
too political for one, and also too snowflakeish
mm,
and too weak.
yeah, real soft.
Yeah, people have become too weak to just hey, this person said this about me. All of a sudden now we're going to cancel him. We can't have that happen. He talked about us. He talked about my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what become weak like this, man? We grew up, like we grew up say whatever, but hey, understand that you can say whatever you want. Free speech is free speech, but sometimes, hey, what you might say might get you popped in the mouth. But
Yeah. I'm curious to see how Jews actually handle the interpretation of the scripture. I haven't done like a deep dive study on them,
oh
but I feel like they have a different way of they have a different I don't know. I'm probably sounding crazy right now because I
no,
haven't studied into Jews, like how they actually view the Bible, because I'm
dude,
like,
it's a lot.
Ben Shapiro is leading it right now with the Jews. Like, he's more so Team Israel than he is
Yeah,
Team
of course.
America. So it's like now we got to think like, oh, hold up, and I like what the Hodge twins said. It's like, yo, I'm all for standing for Israel, but I'm like, wait a minute, Ben, are you? Would you like? if it came down to it, would you switch teams to like would you be more Team Israel than Team America? Like, which to me it's all irrelevant because it's like we're Team Jesus, you
Mm-hmm.
know, team he died for the
Right.
world to save your sins, John 3:16. But at the same time, it's like we do live here.
Right.
You know, like what should we give our lives for Israel, or was there something that happened in the Bible for a particular time, a specific time? You know, it's just so much to think about, and people are like painting it with one, you know, uh, what am I saying? One bland, general brushstroke, but it's just crazy. But
I mean, I support Israel from the standpoint of yes, October 7th they were attacked.
right.
That was a very deliberate, very brutal, very vicious attack,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of innocent people died from that. I support them having to do what they have to do to root out terrorism on that part. So thus that came a war and a conflict, you know. And do I agree with the fact that innocent people are dying in this situation, a lot of which have been put in harm's way, a lot of innocents have actually been put directly in harm's way by Hamas. That's the
Mm-hmm.
government over there, you know.
Yeah.
But on the same token, like it's war. With war, it's gonna be casualties, combatants and civilians, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So where does it end at? You know, where does this end? I understand Hamas is a terrorist organization. They have to be rid of the same way we felt about Al Qaeda, same way we felt about ISIS.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand it from that standpoint now, and I just leave it at that. Because it's like no different if somebody attacked us here, just like on 9/11. It was everybody was shaking us, including myself. Like I was like 8 years old, and I wanted to go to war.
Mm.
At that age, I realized I wanted to go to war and do something about that. You know,
Mm.
so I get it. I get it to a certain degree. And now I just leave it at that part. As far as all the rest of it, I have no dog in that fight.
Yeah.
But on the same token, when it comes down to it, I'm America first. I'm an American citizen. I pay taxes here. I fought for this country. I'm America first.
Yeah.
And that's why I had to keep it at that. Like we need to make sure we take care of America first. Because right now we're bad off right now. More than what people want to realize. We're very
Mm-hmm.
bad off. We're approaching poverty lines like real bad.
Yeah. It's kind of like, and you can take the article away.
Raj.
It's kind of like us paying for the bills of our neighbor or somebody that lives down the street, instead of paying for our own family.
Yes.
It's like that's kind of where you have to think about. It's like, yeah. Now, I don't understand, like maybe you can shed some light on it. I don't know. I just don't understand why it's going on as long as it has been going on. Like where I don't know, but I'm not over there, so I would have no
Brother,
idea like why.
brother, this conflict has been going on for thousands of years.
You're right. You're
Thousands
right.
of years. More than we can ever account for, more than we can ever realize. It's been going on for thousands of years.
Yeah, but hasn't it like exponentially had like a big growth? Like I don't know, like I can't catch up on all the it's just so much debate around this. So I couldn't even catch up on all of it. I mean I just the thing is it's like the way I look at it, it is a very serious situation. Yes, there are people over there that don't really know anything about what's going on, and
Yeah.
they unfortunately they have to lose their lives because of it, and I don't even know what we can actually do about it to fix it. But it's like, yes, I don't want to think about them like just a mathematical equation, but at the same time, like in order to fix problems, you do have to think about things like a mathematical equation.
Yeah.
You know, you have to. And it's like, but at the same time, like, yes, you don't want to be so mathematical that there's no empathy in your heart. Like, yeah, if I really thought about it, I'd probably be like in my room depressed, not wanting to come out. You know what I'm saying? But um at the same time, like, how do you fix situations? You kind of have to put yourself in this bubble and ignore the things that are going on to a certain extent so you can actually do something about it. Because if I was over there, I probably would just be like, I'm next. So,
Honestly, just stick to what you can control.
yeah, it's like if you can't control it, then
Stay in the realm what Ashley Keaton can control.
yeah,
That's how you simplify the problem. That's how you simplify life for yourself, really.
yeah. It's just me sitting around being depressed, not enjoying life. It's not helping them. It's just adding more depressed people.
Yeah.
But it's not like I don't have any remorse for what's going on. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very serious. It's very
It's a
sad,
terrible
but
situation, man.
it's like I don't want people to look at me like I don't care because it's like I mean what me getting upset about the situation, if it helped, then I would be crying every day. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it just doesn't make sense. It's like at some point, yeah, you kind of have to move to a rational state of mind to fix what you can. So
Yeah.
that's where I am right now. I mean, if there comes a time where I feel like, oh, me doing this will actually help,
Hmm.
then of course I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, donate $5. Everybody in America donate $5. We all in agreement. If that's gonna fix the situation, of course, like I'm gonna be a part of that. But it's like, who now you got to worry about where's the money going,
Yeah.
who's still, it's like
How's the money being distributed? You
exactly
know,
what are we gonna do? But that's just my real
is the money really going towards what we're putting towards? Is going to somebody's pockets?
exactly.
Same thing with like the BLM movement.
Mm-hmm.
We're donating. People are donating thousands of dollars to the BLM movement just for it to go into people's pockets. No buying mansions and cars. It's not going to the real cause.
Yeah,
You got to think about it like that.
yeah. But so now we have to worry about. I mean, I don't know if this is even possible. I mean, I feel like people just set up impossible goals, but we were talking recently, can they actually ban the Bible? And now I'm thinking, oh, maybe there's a way they can, because it's banned in other countries. So I'm thinking maybe there are some slick ways they can. I don't know. It's weird. Like in America, can they really ban the Bible? Are they going to start cutting parts out of our King James digital apps because it's, oh, wait, we don't want that in the Bible that Jews put Jesus on the cross. You know what I'm saying? Like what?
Well, you got to think about it, man. Certain groups of people have already started doing that just to try to build their own narrative to make it what they want to be. Make it what they want to be.
Yeah.
That's already been happening.
Yeah.
Your dad preached about that heavily.
Hey man, get y'all physical Bibles, hide them, go Equilibrium style. Any other movie that y'all seen where they had to hide their documents? Like yo, just I'm always gonna keep me some physical Bibles on hand
Yeah.
just in case. Read that thing. And I think it was the Jews that taught me that they memorized. The Holocaust? Didn't they memorize the Bible?
Yeah.
And they had it memorized in their head before um you know Hitler did what he did
Yeah.
before the like they had this, they were trying to memorize this Bible or something. That's what I heard.
I remember I was watching an interview on Sean Ryan's show where he interviewed a young female who escaped from North Korea, and she mentioned to the fact of like Kim Jong Un, the government has such a mental and physical stronghold on them to the point they had to be careful even with their thoughts and their minds to the point that if you caught with a Bible, you're dead. You're dead. You're going to the concentration camp. You're dead. You're going to be
Mm,
going to. But what she part one thing she said that happened was they had people actually had to memorize the Bibles in their heads
yeah.
from line upon line because if they're caught with a physical Bible, it's game over.
Mm,
They couldn't even speak about it. They had to keep it all within their minds.
yeah.
That's terrible, man. That's wild.
It's a story with it's something that David K. Bernard talks about because he wrote certain books, Oneness of God, 21st Century Church. I forget which book it was, but one of his books, he got it translated in a certain language. He went to this country and they almost caught him. And he's like, I mean, this could have been, our lives. So, big shout outs to David K. Bernard for keeping it down and going across to different countries to distribute these books
Hmm.
where he could have lost his life. So
Yeah.
that's why that's always gonna be the OG to me. You feel me? So yeah, 118th Congress, 23 to 24 what is this HR? I don't know, 6090. Anti-Semitism Awareness Act of 2023. Latest action: Senate May 2nd, 2024, received in state Senate all actions.
Yo, what's this thing not scrolling?
Yeah, because it's just an image, it's not the actual document.
Oh, let me go to extra doc.
No. I mean, I don't have it unless you are looking for it.
Yeah, I'm looking for the actual doc.
That's what I'm saying. That's just the image.
Okay.
But yeah, Um, what is this? Anti-Semitism Awareness Act of 2023. So yeah, y'all just pay attention to what's going on because you never know. So now,